What up? Welcome back to a long-awaited edition of Way Before the Fame Garage. Today we're picking up a battery, at least one set of wheels, and we're going to install them on one of the customer's sandbars. Shout out to the homie Gio, which at this point has maybe purchased 20 cars for me. These are the wheels we're picking up. They have a nice finish on them. It's like an olive, brown, black. But they have brand new mud stars, as you can see, 155, 65, 14. These are 14 by 4.5. Cost about 70,000 yen, which I think in my opinion is a great price for brand new mud stars with rims. So this, if you may know, is one of the services I provide. Yes, you can buy a car from B Forward, Cars for Japan. There's countless dealers, even Cardio Page, someone that might be third party. So things like that are one of the services I provide. I can swap over batteries, seats. I can do little things. I can't really do like oil change or timing belts. I haven't really figured out the best way to do that, but thankfully Cardio Page does have a mechanic on standby, so they can do things like that. But for example, if somebody wants to swap a steering wheel, we already did that a couple times, maybe a Nardi. Even easier things like intakes, blow-off valves, intercoolers if you happen to see one. And then I think more importantly, I would say probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest thing that separates me from everybody else, boots on the ground. In all aspects. What I mean by that is not only am I going to the auction every single week and finding the car that you want, I've been getting a lot of questions of people asking me like, what's my inventory? What's my stock list? To be honest, there's definitely cars on the Cardio Page stock list. There's definitely cars that I purchased that haven't sold yet, but I wouldn't say that's where my value really lays. It's the fact that I'm physically here. And if you say, hey, I want a blue Subaru Sambar. I want a S15 that is automatic, non-turbo. I want a green Daihatsu Marigino. I want almost any car that I physically can see come up in auction. That's why on Patreon I have a purchase form where over there you can go as that detailed as you want to be. You want a Honda Active Town with fog lights, or let's just say you want a K-Van. You're not very specific. You just want a K-Van, whatever comes up. My budget is $6,000 shipped. We can make that happen. Not only can we make that happen, but you will be part of the buying process. I will be at the auction with you. Hey, I'm going to be there at 8 a.m. EST. I'm going to give you a ring. Make sure you're awake. We can look at the car together. You can say, hey, can you check the shock towers? Can you go under the car? Oh, it looks good. How about we bid 5,000 shipped? I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe it's realistic. Maybe it's not realistic. But again, shooters shoot. So then boom, here we are. We bought your Honda Acti, and you said, you know what? I love this truck so much, but I think I need some off-road wheels. You can tell me, hey, I want to get some 14s. My budget is... Or you want off-road. My budget gets a little higher, but again, I could even install these, drive your car, which I think is another huge pro. The fact that I'm able to drive the cars here in Japan is pretty locked in, but I'm able to not only buy your car, not only change the battery, not only install wheels, but I can drive it. No, I can't get on the highway, but I can drive it around enough to get up to 50 miles per hour. And I could be like, all right, yeah, it has a little shake here, or there's a misfire here, or you want them to address it, wanted to bring it to the mechanic. And actually, there's another thing. You guys see my try and how much I love that paint job. I even am locked in with no side garage, where if you want a paint job like that, we can also do it, and they service cars. So honestly, I would say one of my biggest goals right now, I'm going to the auction tomorrow, is to find a car, something a little sporty, like maybe a Naked. I think that's best case scenario, or Cappuccino, or Beats, and I want to buy it and get it painted again by No Side Garage and ship that over ASAP. So I would say that's like my number one goal while I'm out here. But enough chit chat. I just kind of wanted to show you guys exactly what Patreon is, what the service I provide is, what is Way Before the Fame Garage. Let's buy these real quick and... All right, now we're going to drive to the Cardio Page office. I'm going to spend at least an hour and some change looking at the cars that are coming up on tomorrow's auction. There, I'll be able to post it on Patreon and show people. I will go based off the purchase forms too. Like back to my inventory. The reason I would say there isn't a large inventory in comparison to B Forward and those other websites is because, again, my biggest value is finding the car you want. So if I go to the auction tomorrow and I post the 30 cars that are coming up and 6 people want me to buy a specific car, I'm hoping to go 6 for 6. I'm not really trying to buy, to an extent, if we can find something that's a good deal, of course, but I don't really want to gamble, because at the end of the day, if I say, hey, I think that this PAL, for example, is a great buy, and then it sits in the yacht and I'm paying for storage and it's not selling, I'm eventually going to have to just take it home, or I'm going to lose money on it. So for that, I'd rather confidently bid on this to try for someone, confidently bid on this midget for someone, because they want the car. I'm not really shooting into the dark hoping that, oh, hopefully someone buys that one, hopefully someone buys that one. I'm not fishing. Like, I know the car you want because you told me you wanted that car, you filled out the purchase form, and you know, we're hopefully going to buy that car. My goal isn't to be in Japan for 100 days and try to sell you cars that someone else bought. Like, of course there's some cars on the car deal page stock list, and like I said, that's why I'm always doing flash sales, because I'm like, guys, let's just get rid of these. Like, let's clear the space out and let's build on the cars that I'm physically here and we can get. Like I said, last time I was here, I confidently sold at least 30 cars. I want to say maybe 30 to 50. I want to say maybe 35 of them all got wheels. I want to say, you know, everyone is pretty happy with the turnout too. Like, that's what I really love about physically being here. Of course, while in New York, I can say, someone messaged me, hey, I want to get a, you know, Suzuki Carry. Let me just see what I can find out there. Oh, there's one coming up. We got it. But like, I'm here. Yo, you want a Suzuki Carry? Hey, there's a blue one coming up tomorrow. There's a silver one. There's a dump. There's a scissor lift. There's a three-way dump. Like, I was buying some really cool stuff last time I was here. A Rover Mini. I could show you it. Hey, here's the car. What do you think? You think we should bid on it? I don't know. It sounds a little crazy because I'm not an expert on all cars. Like, as you guys know, Duncan told me to find him some Ferraris, some Porsches, and things like that. I couldn't tell you where the gas cap is on a Ferrari. But guess what I did the other day? I was on the phone with him, and we were looking at a Ferrari together, because he will know more than me. Is he physically here? No. But use my hands and use my eyes to direct exactly what you think I should be focusing on. And that is what the Wait for the Fame Garage stands on.
A lot of times the stock ones, like, we want to have a smaller budget to get for stock, and then, you know, sell a little bit higher. But yeah, these days I guess Russia is entering the market, and they're competing with Fiji for these Vitzes and some other cars, so it's tough.
To piggyback off what I was saying earlier, comparing myself to some of the other exporters, what I really love about working with Car Deal Page is that someone like me who does content or likes, you know, peculiar vehicles, Daihatsu mirror walkthroughs, you know, maybe two-door Miraginos, I also was someone who would go on those other websites and see if I could find this particular vehicle, and it just never came up. I would always refresh, and then maybe it did come up, but someone else bought it. So the beauty of me being here, and again, it goes back to the boots on the ground, is that we are not limited to what is on a website. You might be looking for a specific Civic, and on these websites, they only have those Civics. But what if one, the exact one you're looking for, the same exact specs, is coming up in auction? I could be that person to show you, hey, this car is coming up tomorrow. We'll be essentially the first, you know, exporters to buy it. And then it'll go directly from auction to you. So that's why I love working with Car Deal Page. That's why I love going to the auction. That's why I love being boots on the ground, because I'm not limited to inventory. I can look at $20,000, $40,000 cars every single week and get the cars that I want. So, like, that's like a huge pro that I really want to reiterate. Like, that is something that is amazing. We are not working off a inventory. It is thousands of, literally tens of thousands of vehicles that come up every single week in Japan. And that's what we're looking at. And that's what I post on Patreon and show people, like, hey, these are the 50 cars that's coming up on Saturday. These are the 60 cars that's coming up on Wednesday. There you have it. All right, so it's the next day. About to drive 2 hours and some change to the auction. It is going to be a 95-degree day. So I bought these. I don't know if you've ever been to Japan or there's something similar like this in America or wherever you're from. But these are like cooling wipes. I'm probably going to use all 5 of them. Update, I am now headed to another UpGarage just to see what they have. And then I'm also going to hit up the Autoback so we can buy that battery I was talking about earlier. Man, I have to say I'm so happy with the organization of these UpGarages since coming back. Before, there would be K-wheels on this side, on that side. We're all over the place. Now I just walk in a straight line and I can see I guess I'm kind of happy they're transitioning to snow tires, but I know everyone that's buying a car and swapping wheels doesn't really want snow tires, but let's see. I think they might actually have some absolute heat here. Before the wheels were over here. Let's see. Are they just overstocked? Oh, they actually might be. These look small. All right, I see some Mud Star style tires. Let's see. 14 by 4.5, 4 by 100. These are actually pretty cheap. I wouldn't call these rims though, personally. I know they are rims, but I wouldn't call these rims. The tires are from 2022. Okay, they're not brand new, but still. Let me see. These are still here from last time. Anything else? Let's see, any intakes? All right. This is kind of large for a K. What is this for? I can't tell by the chassis code. But this right here is a bit bigger than most Ks. We have just your good old standard filter. How much is this? About 40 bucks. This is a full power chamber for L175S. I'll put on screen what that is. Most likely a K car. Steering wheels we'll hold off on for now. Unless we find a crazy cheap Nardi, but this Nardi is 40,000, guys. The days of us finding, steals, I think they're still out there, but you gotta really get lucky, honestly. I feel like the UpGarages, I'm gonna say it again. I'm probably gonna say it 40 times throughout this trip, but UpGarages are ass. Okay, they're not good. Unless you're going here for a specific item, which you can find online, and you could also order to a store closer to you, even if you're on vacation. For the most part, coming here is ass. Everything is overpriced. It's so hard to just search for things. You got to remember all the VIN numbers and chassis codes and things like that. I think, touristy-wise, if you're not really here to buy anything, it's must stop. Don't get me wrong. If it was my first time in Japan, second time in Japan, I'm going to UpGarage just to be around stuff like this because we don't have it in America. But for someone like me who's here for an extended time, for me to magically just walk in and see something for a car, it just would take hours. I'd have to look at every single paper, every single chassis code, and hope that DA64V, which I think is in every K6A, here's an exhaust. But, most people are not going to know what LAS. Alright, so it's the next day. I hope that I can piece all these clips together to make an entertaining Wait for the Fame Garage video. But the car we're going to swap the battery on is this Nissan Rooks. As you can see, completely dead. Can't unlock the doors. Push button start. We're getting absolutely nothing. So let's change that. When I was here last year, I bought so many batteries. And I didn't realize that there was certain differences. Like some have the positive on this side, some have the positive here, some have the positive over there. So now I learned that it has to match. So this is 44B19L. And I think L has to do with like what side the positive or negative terminal is. So this one is again 44B, and you could see positive here on top. Luckily, some of the cars, it wasn't a complete L, but there was some instances where I had to just buy a whole nother battery and eat it. Now let's drop this in. New battery freshly installed. Let's make sure everything works. All right, we got some power. This is to unlock the door. Hey, I can't wait for import legal vans to do this. Imagine picking somebody up and you're just like, hop in. Got the little button there. Let's give it a start. Nice. AC blows cold. Windows all work. Foldable mirrors. Okay. Now, let's move on to... We're actually going to show a lot of cars in this video. Next, we have the first wheel swap during Japan Part 2 2025. So remember, on Patreon, if you're buying a car from Wait for the Fame Garage, not only can I find you a clean K-Truck, but I can also find you wheels that are $550 installed. We're talking about brand new Mudstars with essentially brand new wheels. And you already know what's new wheels and tires without brand new lug nuts. So this one's going to the homie Gio. AC, 83,000 kilometers, 5-speed, 4-wheel drive. If anyone's looking for a K-Truck in the Ohio area, this will soon be there. We're gonna swap these over real quick. Luckily, the weather has got nicer. So let's jack this up. Don't worry, everyone. I am making sure they're tight. Hard to do while recording, but they are more steps that aren't shown on camera to ensure everyone's safety. Here's how we're looking. Haven't even drove it yet. Probably will settle down even more. I love the color on them. It's like bronze brown. It's got the black inside. Blue pads kind of give it a little pop color. But let me just drive it, make sure everything is good, and then I'll show you guys the 3 new cars for sale. Whenever I get behind the wheel of one of these, I always think the same exact thing. Wow, this is so quiet. It's so peppy. It's so comfortable. Meanwhile, I've owned 0. So I think I need to make it a goal this trip that I leave with at least 1 Subaru. If it's a Diaz, if it's a Vivio, if it's a Sambar, whatever the case may be, but we got to get 1. Like, I keep saying it over and over, and it isn't even a running joke anymore. It's like whenever I buy one, someone buys it for me. Like that one that's in there right now. Technically, I could buy it, but I'm here all the way to December, so do I really want to shoot my load that early? I really wanted that Vivio last time, but sold for too much. I'm trying to be part of the Clover 4 gang. Yeah, this looks good. Very happy with this turnout. $550, guys. There's some deals out there, especially for the wheels. Now, if you think that I love the old Sambars, the new ones that all come with airbags, with right off the back it's a huge pro, are even more comfortable, more spacious, more torquey than the previous generation. So this one drives pretty good. Power steering too. Let's see. 4th gear. Clutch feels good. I have to say, this is like the biggest perk. The biggest perk by far, the fact that I'm able to do this. This is all bonded area, so it's 100% legal, but the fact that I'm just able to drive even just a couple blocks to review the car and actually see, you know, what it's like for the most part. Bust a UE. And I'll show you guys the exterior. Downshift into second. Such a good sounding car too. Yeah, man, I gotta get a Sambar. I have to get one. Supercharged or not, I used to be like, oh, if I'm gonna get a Sambar, it has to be supercharged. Those are just so hard to find, especially this body style. And then here's the exterior. So I think, honestly, from here, it's very great for us. All this. All very clean, bright white. Got the plastic bumper. I think the only part that's a little iffy is the bed. Quick Rust-Oleum, quick bed liner job will quickly change that. But there's a little ugly. Not the end of the world. Is it a 4? I think maybe 3.5 would have been nicer. It's definitely not a 3. But again, here forward, look at that. Nice and white. Same thing with the interior. This is a little, maybe you clean that off, bring it to Teggy. Seats. Looked like it was maybe a work truck, but I don't think it was put to work that much. Got some holes here. Let's Google Translate, see what that says. ETC reader. Oh wow, it almost seems like it's a rental car or something. You see it says Fukuoka Motors, call us if anything happens. I think for $4,500, I'm not even sure if I mentioned the price yet, but $4,500 shipped. I don't think that's a bad price at all. 4-wheel drive. Let me pop the hood. Show you guys what that looks like. Pretty good. Don't see any questionable areas. Next, we have a very interesting car. Pajero Mini, but not just any Pajero Mini. This is, again, the newer body style. People always ask me, oh, if you can buy anything, I would always try to go with the newest. Try to get the newest car you can get. The newest Pajero, the newest Jimny, the newest Acti, the newest Sambar. It's just more comfortable, more modern, more tech, safer. I know a lot of people love the style of the older trucks more, and I'm right there with you. But the newer ones have airbags. They got crumple zones. Just the little things to make our 25-year-old vehicle a little safer. So this one's a little different because it's a Duke. It has a different interior, different front end. I love the color. Comes with 2 sets of wheels you can choose from. This one is $5,200 shipped. Here's a look at the back. Hopefully the camera picks it up. It's like a dark olive. It's got a spoiler in the back, turbo of course. Love the interior. It only has 61,000 kilometers, so relatively low miles. 4-wheel drive, AC blows ice cold, radio also works. Let me show you guys under the hood. You could actually buy some cool stuff for this, like an intake and blow-off valve. Again, very clean. From the looks of it, we have a brand new alternator. We always love some nice shiny parts. Batteries from R6. I think that's about 2 to 3 years old. And it drives good, you know, it's a fun car. Something like this would be great. Somebody just looking for a little daily and you want to stand out a little bit. Everyone has Pajero Minis, but the Dukes are very hard to see. The newer cars are also faster too. Like I'm barely putting my foot down on the gas right now. And the older Pajeros are dog slow. So that's another reason why if you're looking to get something and there's just a newer year version, just try to get the newest one. Why would you want, like right now, I'd be looking into like January 2001 cars. Because the month also matters. It isn't just a year. So something in January, you could buy it now, maybe pay a month or two of storage, but you got the newest of the new. Especially if a car like is recently new to be legal, like the Will. The Will came out in 2000 and 2001, so there's gonna be a bit more next year. I'm trying to think of what cars come out in 2001 that are really nice, but again, just super comfortable, peppy. Gets up there in speed, brakes work good. Let me return this one back, and then I'm saving the best for last. Unfortunately, the battery is extremely dead, but it says HiJet Jumbo. It's way before the fame spec, to say the least. 2 matching seats. Interior definitely needs a teggy touch. Exterior isn't bad. You know, paint the bed. It does have some surface rust pimples on the front. But again, nothing too crazy. So I actually bought this car at the tail end of my trip last time I was here. The windshield was cracked, so we put a brand new windshield. Not sure if you could see that. And then the wiper motor was also broken. Also got replaced. So this one's also 4,200 shipped. I feel like, you know, you just don't see jumbos. That's really what it comes down to. Dash cam, front and back, 4-wheel drive, stick shift, 158,000 kilometers. But, you know, again, it's a jumbo. You don't see jumbos with AC and 4-wheel drive and stick shift. So $4,200. Unfortunately, I'm trying to jump it, but it just doesn't want to cooperate. They clearly moved it here, so it does move. But you know what? Maybe I'll ask for them to. That's how locked in I am right now. Part of me didn't want to do this because I want the HiJet for myself. But if it doesn't start now, then I don't know what to do. Wow, I'm not even getting a signal. Okay, finally. We got some light in here. What does EPS stand for? It has that though. About time. My God. Alright, let me drive this one around a little bit. Finally started. Clutch feels good. Definitely has some power behind it. Wiper motor. Okay. okay. So comfortable in here too. I think the seat even goes back further. This one's 4x100, so our wheel options are, I could even put the wheels I just put on the Sambar in here. But we have tons of options. Let me just hug this Yui. Drives pretty smooth, power steering. Fourth gear. I have little to no gas, so I don't want to push it too far. It was already a struggle to get it started. But I'm in this video here. Let's turn this off. Let's see what this button does. Battery might be too dead, but I don't really see any functions here. Did we get a start? No, too dead. All right, battery coming soon. Road to 50K. Catch you on the next one. Peace. Back it on up.
Remember the name. This is Back It On Up.
I know I said I was gonna pack it on up, but I don't know why this didn't cross my mind earlier. You see where I'm going? Paint's already kind of, you know what I mean? Have them just do the bed black, bed lined, and then a jumbo anime paint job with tri-spokes. Ship this home. Get the seats rear posted if I want to. Even swap the seats over, honestly. I'll see if I can find another one like this. This one looks like it has more bolstering, but let's see what happens with the giveaway, because I could see this being a popular giveaway option if someone doesn't want to come in Japan. And then I can also just see it selling regular. So I'll end this video here, though. I'll really pack it up this time. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody watching. Peace.
Remember the name. This is way before the fame.